We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. There was a nation living in peace and unity. Yeah. They are people with love and harmony. Oh, yeah. They saw greatness rise up to its purity. With another people of different culture, a different heritage, bias and oppressive. Oh, I see. A nation from trigger of Africa, rising with strength and might and power. In due time, nobody gonna praise us. Rather, you all gonna embrace her. With your flag, with your flag, with your flag, with your flag. Oh, yeah. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home. Oh yeah, Biafra is our home. Oh, it's my home. Yeah, Biafra is our home.
I reminisce way back 1967. Death toll on the blood couldn't count them even. Mama screaming, child squealing, pops on the ground. 2.5 years, over 3 million's gone. Why? Cause we asked for our freedom, and we're going back to our sovereign kingdom. They shut us down when we cried, the world said nothing. Sitting back in the crib, watching our suffering. Should I talk about the planes dropping shells like rain? Suka had the first taste of our heroes' blood. Abagana Zobuni wave was stronger than flood, but Ojuku's too strong and fought them off on the chart. Thought the bloodshed's gone, then it came again. 216 and the massacre, it started again. So bloody name, I couldn't cry tears. Blood dripping down my eyes, water in my veins. We died trying to fight the cause and we're trying to break him. It's our freedom, but the world was against us.
With your flag over Africa, welcome people of Biafra. Wave your flag over all the world. See those people of Zion is here.
It is the nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion. It is the nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion.
We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. Yeah. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home. I see the rising sun from Africa. Oh, this is time of victory. Oh, yeah. I see future in Africa. Oh, yeah. People of Biafra. See light shining on the world. Oh, yeah.
What's that, Martin? We're not fighting each other. We know where we're going. We're going to get Biafra. There is nothing anybody can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. I need them to understand this. We've crossed the Rubicon, the point of no return. There is nothing anybody can do. If I'm alive, if I'm dead, if I'm wherever I may be, Biafra will come. If I'm dead, it's even better because it will come far more quicker. I can assure you. If Biafra is fighting for you, no one will touch your property. If you're fighting alone, you're bound to lose it. So Biafra is the best. We will become the 16th member country of ECOWAS. If Nigeria doesn't release those properties, then we'll take them to court and we'll get them back. Even twice the value. The Jews had investments all over the world. Most of the priceless artifacts and paintings belong to many families in Germany. It was stolen by the Nazi Party. Do you know that? Eventually they got everything back with compensation on top of it. That's what we're going to do. If you touch our investments, we'll come back for you. And we'll know where we can get it from. So there is nothing for anyone to worry about. It's only if I'm not stopping you from being a Nigerian, if you are born on the streets of Lagos and you want to be a Lagosian and your name is Adama, oh well and good. There's no problem.
Onye si na agata anya ahụhụ ma ọ bụ na anyị fe arụsị anyị wee na-efe arụsị mgbe were iwe gị na ọmụma gị wee bịa leta anyị ụmụ anyị wee na-anwụsị ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ wee na-ata ikikere eze nwaanyị kunye ka ọ gaa ubi gaa rụọ ọrụ Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala gị mmiri okwu ebepụ ya isi anyị pụta anyị kpọpụ onye nwe anyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo ihe ọbụla anyị mara aka n'ime ha si maka ha gaa n'ihu elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri ọhịa nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra bụ ndị kọstọm sokwenye anyị n'etiti anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm juru ebe niile ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ anyị kwuo sịpụta anyị ka kpọchie anyị kwuo ekwa sịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ dị aga ka isi wepụ ndị iro anyị n'anya wee karịa ndị nke gị akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke akwa ọba aha anyị ka anyị na-aza akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza ike Chukwu akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza amara Chineke akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chisom akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chizoba nna nke dị nsọ onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro dị na anyị bụ ụmụ gị bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ọjọọ ihe bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ bịa ka iwe dịtụ ozu ọgụgụwa mgbe emilere Goliath Chineke nna nke igwe ruo ememiri Fero sikwa otu a mee ka Fero ka ọ guzo n'ihu ụmụ ndị IPOB ka o wee taa akọkọ igiri ụtọ ọzọ ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ ọ bụ nwa bụ ekekere n'igwe n'ụwa nwunye ọbụla kere gị n'oge malite n'oge ọgwụgwụ kama anyị nwe anyị gwa anọkwa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie kama ma akpọ na ogbu gị na-anọgide ego mgbe ebighị ebi ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ bịa ka iwe gosi anyị Biafra na ndụ ma abụghị n'ọnwụ bịa ka iwe na-ekebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị onye bụ Chukwu abịa ma
Welcome. Thank you for joining me on this very evening section of our program. I appreciate every one of you that has connected wherever you are connecting from. Kindly like and share the program on all platforms. Share to family and friends, share to your neighbors, share to those who are close to you. Try and reach out to anyone you can reach out to. To let them know that the time has come and we are here to preach the gospel. And we will continue to do so regardless what the enemies are doing, regardless their plans, regardless their distractions. We will continue to say it as it is. I welcome every one of you. Remember, in this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We don't come to preach hate. All we do is to come here and set the record straight. Every time we have the opportunity to do so, we do it without looking back, setting the record straight. That is what we have been doing, and that is what we will continue to do. So today we have come once again, as we always do, to preach the gospel and say exactly what needs to be said. Today we have been speaking about the atrocities against our leaders, the attacks against our leaders, attacks against our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. The attack has intensified and they are not slowing down. And as they are not slowing down, we will not slow down either. So wherever you are, you must tighten up your belt. This is not a time to go to sleep because the enemies that have been contracted to speak against our leaders are not sleeping, they are not relaxing. They are punching from all corners. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made a revelation of the amount of money that the Nigerian government is investing to stop Biafra, some of you call it a joke. Even at the time of Tinubu, more money have been added, more people have been employed. That is why today you can see that IPOB in Nigeria is working openly. They are no longer working on the ground. IPOB in Nigeria is now working openly, boldly, no more underground. You know, initially they were hiding underground. They tell you they are doing something on the ground just to distract their friends. And while they were doing that, Mazi Simon Ekpa was always shouting that we should wake up. Mazi Simon Ekpa was always shouting, wake up, wake up. Don't get distracted. Don't pay attention. So after so many years, they have finally decided to come up with the open and begin to do what they had to do. And they have employed more people. People like Nega, Chibezi, has been employed to push propaganda, heavy and massive propaganda. Go to her platform. Every video of her you see, it is an attack against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What they are fighting today is to build IPOB in Nigeria. That IPOB in Nigeria that Mazi Simon Ekpa, they want to establish it very, very firm. A political pressure group. That is what they are trying to do. Political pressure group. Because we know the people today that are pushing the agenda of the DOS are those who are working for the politicians. And they are not hiding in their work. They are the ones who are, and they are not qualified to be part of us. That is why today they are attacking the 100 men that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu spoke about. You go to their platform, they use the 100 men as a topic, as if it's today they are hearing it. The 100 men project have been there, even when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was with us, and he explained it in ABC for even a layman to understand. But it is sad that today, these same people who were there, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu explained about this 100 men, they are the one fighting. Now you can understand that even this fight they are fighting Mazi did not start. It started when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was there. That was why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu overlooked them and began to look for people outside to form the 100 men. That was when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu saw Mazi Simon Ekpa, and they fought Mazi Simon Ekpa from all angles to remove him. They could not succeed because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them to their face that they are not qualified to be among the 100 men that will bring Biafra. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu explained it in ABC. Look at the qualities of the 100 men, and I'm going to play that video for us to take. These days what I'm doing is fetching out the informations that have been left for us by Mazi Simon Ekpa. The battles that Mazi Simon Ekpa fought for you and I that we are not aware of. Because so many of us here in this battle today, we are not here when Mazi Simon Ekpa was fighting for us. Many of us, we are not here. So many of us are just joining, and so many of us, we are not paying attention. That is why it is very necessary we go back to drawing board. Bring informations. It is left for you to digest it. Listen carefully, and then you can understand better. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made a plan of 100, he has looked and saw that there is no single person qualified. In fact, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said he has not seen up to up to 5 or 15 people who are qualified. He has not seen up to 15. And he made it clear that you will not be qualified because you are a coordinator. You will not be qualified because you are a DOS member. You will not be qualified because you have a rank, you give a post, or what kind of title, we give you any name. That name you are answering does not make you qualified. The only thing that qualifies you is your devotion. People who are ready to sacrifice everything sacrificable, leave everything and follow the struggle. That is the only thing that makes you qualify. And he has looked that the people who are qualified are not up to 15. Since he began the fight for it, he said, since I started the journey of Biafra, they are not up to 15. I want you to listen to this message for you to understand very well. Because when you see this IPOB Nigeria today fighting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because of this 100 men, it is because they are not qualified to be part of it. They are not anywhere near qualified to be there. That is why when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu mentioned it, all hell break loose. It is not that they are hearing it for the first time. Every single one of them have heard it before. They have heard about this 100 men before. It is not the first time they are hearing it. But because they feel threatened, with the pronunciation of 100 men, that is why you see them going haywire today. But that will not stop us from doing what we do. We will continue to bust them and we will continue to expose them. I want you to pay attention and listen to what transpired here for you to understand where we are coming from and why what is happening today is happening.
I want to go back to the message of our leader, where our leader gives criteria of those who will make up the 100 men to get Biafra. And then after that, I'm going to go straight to the story from Biafra land. Let us go in.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? He has not found up to 15th year he started the Biafran struggle. Since all the year Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started Biafran struggle, that he has not seen up to 15 people that are qualified to be part of 100 men. Now, do you see why the Department of Sabotage are fighting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Do you see why they are outraged hearing 100 men? When you see this one that call herself Nneka today going crazy, when you see Nneka going crazy, this is why. You will not tell me that Chinasa Moro and Chikeduzium did not know about this. They know about this. They were there when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was answering the question about the 100 men. They were there when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu spoke about the 100 men. And he said that he has not seen up to 15 people since all the years he has been in the Biafran struggle. And I want you to listen how he went further to explain.
Without rancor, without greed, without jealousy, without any personal interest. We have been fighting for years. I'm telling you, in all my life, I have not come across up to 15
Did you hear that? All his life, he has not seen up to 15 people.
That can dedicate and give everything for Biafra, and then you see Biafra coming. So we are pushing for that and praying for that. And this year, we are going to make very serious look that I can show you. So if you are one of those who are prepared, I want you to, the analogy, the simplest analogy is like the disciples that followed Jesus in the New Testament. Yeshua said to them, you must abandon everything. Everything, even those of you who are fishers of men, you must abandon everything you're doing and come and follow this very ministry. Come and join this very gospel. That is the mindset that people will need to have. It doesn't matter how poor you are, how wealthy you are. You must be prepared. I'm not asking you to be physical to abandon everything you do, but in the spirit, your mindset has to be such that you are willing and prepared to abandon everything.
Absolutely.
Sacrifice anything, sacrifice them to get that. Those are the people we are looking for. That is the one we're talking about. So there are some people who are in various capacities. We have officers who junior and senior. That doesn't mean they need this criteria. This criteria is meant for the, I'm not saying like, that's what you can come to you. And thank you very much for your question. I welcome it and love it. Thank you very, very much. If you have called us before, this criteria is the reason all the people, the criminals in the DOS must go for Biafra to come. Our leader have suffered, have endured, and suffered so much until now.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? This is why they are fighting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today, blackmailing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because they know that they are not qualified to be among those who are going to bring Biafra. So when you see this attack, don't be surprised. The only thing you have to do is to stand by our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, stand by our Prime Minister Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and continue to promote the cause. Don't mind them. They are going to fizzle out. They are going to disappear by themselves. You don't need to trouble yourself. You don't need to tear your clothes or tear your dress. No, no, no. Just be steady. Be focused. And I bet you, you are going to see things happen before your own very eyes. You are definitely going to see things happen before your own very eyes. No matter how they try to hide this truth, no matter how they try to remove the truth, they cannot succeed. They will never, ever, ever succeed. The attack you are seeing today is something that Mazi Simon Ekpa himself have fought and stopped it for a very long time. It has been coming for a very long time. So when you see Mazi, the only reason Mazi Nnamdi Kanu activated that today is because Mazi Simon Ekpa are not around. Because when Mazi Simon Ekpa was here, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu believed. He believed, he had that faith that the 100 men are out there and they are at work. And remember, Mazi Simon Ekpa told him that I am 50. Go and look for the remaining 50. Mazi Simon Ekpa said, I am 50. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu didn't have that much problem of talking about it. But now that Mazi Simon Ekpa has been out of the picture and everywhere is weakened, nobody is standing again. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu referred us back. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu literally referred us back to the foundation, 100 men. And the qualification is that you must be somebody who is ready to give out everything for Biafra. You must be ready to surrender everything and pursue the cause of Biafra. That's the qualification. You are not going to be qualified because you are a coordinator, not because you are a member of DOS, not because you have one title or the other, not because you give yourself one big name or one small name, not because you're rich or poor, not because of how much you contribute, not because of what you're contributing. No. The only qualification is that you must be ready and committed to make the ultimate sacrifice at any given point in time. You must be ready inside you, spiritually. Not just that you abandon your business. You have your business, but within inside you, you must be ready. So don't misinterpret and say you should abandon your business, don't do your business. No. You will do whatever you want to, but spiritually, you must be ready to submit everything to the cause of Biafra. That is why it is those who are born for this mission. You are going to be seeing this video being played over and over again. I will continue to play it because what we are doing these days, what we need to do is to be bringing the truth out. Those truths they are hiding, they are running away from. We are going to be throwing it in their face. All those their lies and propaganda, we will bring them and we will throw it to their face. This was why they fought Mazi Simon. These 100 men was why they fought Mazi Simon. When they saw him, 50 men in one, even when they themselves who were there were not qualified to come in. Mazi Simon says, since he began to fight for Biafra, he has not seen up to 15. He has not seen up to 15 all his life. And Chukwu Kokabema was saying 100, at least 100. And today, Mazi Kanu literally reminded us of that very mission. He literally reminded us, and all hell break loose. Those who are not qualified and will never ever be qualified, go and check them today. They are throwing blow life and center. But will that change anything? The more they throw the blow, the more they sink. The more they castigate Mazi Kanu, the more they sink. The more they talk, the more they expose themselves. And we will continue until we get to our destination very soon. Wherever you are watching from, pay attention. The Zoological Republic has finished. Nigeria is empty and finished. The only thing you and I are supposed to do today is to position ourselves properly so that we can take our position when the time comes. We must position ourselves properly so that when that time comes, we will not be found wanted. We will be there to take our position. That is the most important thing that we're supposed to be concerned with, because Nigeria is gone. Nigeria is gone and will never ever be redeemed. So if you are still waiting and you are not doing what you're supposed to do, I am sorry. You will be completely and totally disappointed when the time comes. That is why we are calling for all Biafrans to stand up. Continue to do what you are doing. Continue to support the cause of Biafra. Continue to support and pursue the release of our leaders, more especially Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because their release, we guarantee our recognition. Their release, we guarantee our freedom. Their release, we guarantee the full actualization of Biafra. You can take it to the bank. Whatever you do, whatever you know you can do to make sure that Mazi Simon Ekpa, more especially, is represented properly on the 5th of August. Do it. Make your contribution. Support the legal movement. Support the international lawyer to see that he is properly. It is a task. The only task that every one of us under Mazi Simon Ekpa has today. We don't have any other task. Any other thing you are doing, you are just wasting time and distracting others. Any other project is a distraction. Every one of us must focus on that which matters. The release of our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. So wherever you are watching from, I urge you to invite others. Like and share this program as we go to their Nigerian news to also confirm that the zoo has ended. That is one of the things we do every evening. We go to their media with their own information. So it wouldn't be like as if we are here and we are just here and pushing our own narrative. We bring information from their own media to confirm everything we are saying, that Nigeria is not habitable by any human. It's not a place to be. So let us listen to the updates they have on their media. Let's watch and listen to follow up what is going on in that contraption called Nigeria in their conventional media.
Derek, thank you for starting your day with us. Let's begin what's trending with mixed reactions here in Nigeria to a new video from U.S. Senator Ted Cruz, in which he claims that Nigerian officials at the highest levels are complicit in facilitating the mass killing of Christians in the country. Now, the senator making these claims on Tuesday during a Senate Foreign Relations Subcommittee hearing on the U.S. counterterrorism strategy in Africa, with Cruz stating that Nigeria's promises to do more on insecurity have not been kept. Let's watch.
Nigerian officials have been, unfortunately, complicit in facilitating these atrocities.
Absolutely.
At the state level, a dozen Nigerian states implement Islamist blasphemy and Sharia laws. At the federal level, the government looks the other way at Islamist violence. I'm sorry to say that Nigerian officials are, at a minimum, in denial of the government's role.
And of course, every time Ted Cruz says something, social media has to react. We'll take one reaction from someone called New Rain, who says Nigeria is a sovereign country. This is a post on X.
This is the kind of statement you hear from idiots in Nigeria. Nigeria is a sovereign state. A sovereign state that the terrorists are in charge. We are on the planet Earth that you see a sovereign state. The terrorists are in charge. The terrorists are abducting people in huge numbers without any rescue. Terrorists are running rampage. Terrorists are issuing threats. Terrorists are kidnapping citizens and give ultimatum to either pay a ransom or wipe them away. And nobody is doing anything. And an idiot will come and say, you're a sovereign state. And they come to their media and they read it, what somebody wrote on X, that Nigeria is a sovereign state. Because the United States of America is paying attention and telling you, do something or else we do something. And they are telling the United States that they are sovereign state. A sovereign state that the terrorists have taken over their military, taken over their police, taken over their government.
On paper, yet when officials are accused of complicity, the government remains silent. Shouldn't that silence itself warrant a response? Is it not their duty to either debunk the claims or explain what measures they're taking? Instead, the silence feels like a quiet endorsement. And as we talk about America's interest in matters here in Nigeria, let's look at a new video posted by the content creator and activist Ekpa Joseph, as he's seen leading a pro-Trump peaceful protest. Now, in the clip first posted this week, Joseph, along with a group of other people, are seen carrying posters, chanting, begging for Trump to come to Nigeria. Let's watch.
We must come. We support the coming of American soldiers in Nigeria. And President Trump must come in Nigeria. We are begging President Trump to fulfill his promise. The dream is still going on. Do you support President Trump?
Now then, by taking all of this together, the verdict is still out regarding the actual U.S. impact here in Nigeria. Beyond the U.S. strikes that took place in December, the U.S. troops that arrived in February, and the months-long back-and-forth meetings between both countries, attacks are still happening, people are still in captivity, and yet there's still a sector of Nigerians that are waiting for Trump to show up. I mean, is Trump coming anytime soon?
Well, you know what? We don't know what Trump's next move is. That's the honest truth. You know, if you think he's going left, he'll go right. So only God knows what his plans are. But this is unfortunate, Annie. My stance on this has been consistent, which is that foreign interference or even foreign collaboration has brought a checkered set of results to the rest of the world. There's so many examples of failed foreign intervention plans, military interventions, to point to numerous. We'd be here for hours. We can speak of Libya, Syria, Sudan. The list goes on. However, when you look at these people and you look at the statistics of what insecurity is doing to all groups, Christians, Muslims, and atheists and traditional believers across the country, concentrated in the north. And the fact that we're seeing almost what I could call a lackadaisical way of treating the situation. You can't blame people for looking for an alternative place for help. The social contract between the government and the people has been broken. The people feel that they can't turn to their own for help, so they are now looking for whatever figureheads they think might bring solution. Is Donald Trump the solution? I highly doubt it. However, I'm just trying to make the point that when people become hopeless, they look for something to have hope in. And that's what's happening here. Now, on the Senate floor yesterday, there was heated debate about what to do, how to tackle this situation. There was a Senator Abdul Ninki who had said that all political activities should be stopped, especially in some key 8 states, until insecurity has been dealt with. And I stand with that, because you find that politicians are campaigning, they're holding rallies, they're holding congresses, all manner of activities are happening. Money is being spent. That's the focus for now. But the governance, the element of governance, which is all about security, seems to have been taken to the back burner. We can't begin to list the number of people currently in captivity. Right now, we're speaking about the 416 that are in Boko Haram's captivity. The clock is ticking on that. And the several other groups that are no longer headline news, but are still in captivity. So on that, I think we can't reiterate enough. It's time for the government to really buckle down. They said that the solution was state police. There were marching orders from the president when we got the new Inspector General of Police, Tunji Disu, to say, move with this quickly. He spoke to the senators as well. That's the president, said, move with this quickly. But here we are, almost a month after that. Nobody has moved quickly. We've forgotten. The Senate even went on break. They took a vacation. They've just resumed. Yet there's no progress. We're seeing our top military brass being eliminated. We're seeing, yes, the army is pushing back. We are seeing some reports of the army being successful in a number of operations. But as you can see, there are several groups that are still not being touched by that, and the insecurity situation remains pretty dire for a majority of people, especially in certain parts of the country.
Absolutely, and that's a perfect segue into our next story, because in a similar vein, there's this new report from Channel 4 News, which is trending online right now because it takes a closer look at how a village just outside Jos has now ominously been renamed the Village of Widows because of the extent of killings that men and children in that community face every day. Now, the documentary itself first came out last week, but a particular clip of a woman recounting the horror of how terrorists broke into her home in the middle of the night has been trending. Let's see why. Now, the woman in the video later proceeds to fully break down on camera after that account, and the rest of the documentary is filled with testimonies of women just like her who are now unfortunately part of this community of losing their husbands, their children, with a lot of questions about who will help them and where they go from here. And what's interesting about this, Rufai and Dr. Abati, if you can both speak to this, is that this particular clip has been trending internationally. It's not just in Nigeria, but a lot of American content creators have started pointing to this clip as, look at what's happening in Nigeria.
Okay, so let me take all the stories together. Let me start from Ted Cruz. Yes, I know some will say, oh, Nigeria is a sovereign country. Why does Ted Cruz have a right to speak? He doesn't know what he's talking about. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, there is no Christian genocide. Yes, it's a contextual matter. You know, Nigerian security architecture and what is happening in Nigeria can be related in different ways. It's a contextual matter. Interesting idea, but let me read a quote for you. During a church service for Armed Forces Remembrance Day at the National Ecumenical Center in Abuja in 2012, President of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan, admitted that the terrorist group Boko Haram had successfully infiltrated various branches of his government.
Absolutely.
The key highlights of that statement. He stated that Boko Haram sympathizers were present in the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary.
Imagine a country, a sovereign country.
That members and sympathizers had also planted themselves within the armed forces and the police and security outfits. He compared the challenges in Nigeria to be worse than the Nigerian Civil War of 1967 to 1970. Even worse because the enemy was no longer predictable and often lived among them. He described the situation as so complex that even if one's son is a member, one will not even know, warning that someone could plant a bomb behind your house without your knowledge. 2012 to 2026 is how many years? 14 years. When did all of this Boko Haram insurgency start? 2008, 2009, right? When Mohammed Yusuf was killed. So he said this about 4 years after. And think of the Boko Haram insurgency. So 4 years plus now, we've been doing this for 18 years. Since he said this, 14 years down the line, one would have thought that the Nigerian state would have even cared that if the president of a sovereign called Nigeria said
more people are joining Boko Haram, they are gaining more ground. Today they have vice president. We are talking.
Nothing was done.
Boko Haram have vice president
and
today.
This has continued for 14 years. So it has continued to the extent now that we think Trump is a messiah. Well, delusion. Trump thinks of America. Trump has not fixed straight up hormones, or hormones like I like to call it. He doesn't care about you. Yes, I know the Christmas Day bombing excited a lot of people. He's a showman. Don't forget, he made his name on reality TV. It's not that a big deal. This is a man that has appeared on WWE. I mean, I saw the fight with Mama.
And so, don't belittle him. He has done a lot and continue to do. This is why I hate these idiots. Don't play down on what Trump is doing. He has done more than your government can ever do since they started. Trump have done more than Nigerian government has ever done since the inception of this Boko Haram.
You can see all the interviews by government officials.
Keep on pumping money. No, stay. Blame Trump. Continue blaming Trump.
And we have to deal with
you enjoy talking down on Trump instead of talking about your government.
I want to just ask this morning is 14 years after Goodluck Jonathan made that statement, if I should come back in 14 years' time,
now they have succeeded in having a vice president. That is the achievement.
Nigeria have rid itself of those that have infiltrated his government and are
How do you?
sympathizers.
The sympathizers now have posts. They are in Senate.
State failing to live up to its responsibility. And that being the case, the responsibility of the state is to look out for the security and welfare of the people. Section 14, sub 2B of the 1999 Constitution.
Speak grammar. Continue speaking grammar.
Sub 1. That the sovereignty of the people is the most paramount thing for the Nigerian government. And when you go to chapter 4, it tells you how the people are very important, how the dignity of their person is important, the freedoms that they are entitled to. What terrorism, insurgency, banditry, kidnapping we seem to be conveying is that the Nigerian state has failed the people in all of those respects. The devil is in the details. Now take
when you see all this video, you think they are doing anything. They are doing nothing.
Or Senator Ted Cruz. Now these are Americans expressing their concerns first and foremost as Christians, defending the interests of Christians in Nigeria. They are also members of the human community. We keep saying that in a globalized world, you are responsible not just to your own people, but also to the international community in a rules-based order that the world is operating. The only caveat is that, these Christian evangelists from the United States, they are concerned only about Christians. But is it the truth that other people are being brutalized in Nigeria? That is the truth. Muslims.
Why is the Muslim Imam not concerned in Saudi Arabia? Why are they not concerned about the Muslims? Why is the Muslims in Turkey and Iran not concerned about the Muslims that are killing?
Nigeria, in which all of us are feeling the heat. The residual point is that the Nigerian government needs to do a lot more, which was the point in the National Assembly yesterday,
with concerned representatives of the people, saying, look, a lot more needs to be done. Even if we have to pay ransom to get the 416 persons still in captivity, Boko Haram captivity, to get them free. The lady in Plateau, Lisa Stephen, that's her name, her hand was chopped off. Her husband was shot and killed. Her first son was also sliced into two. Her second son was had his head smashed, so she lost about 3 persons. Only the eldest child survived, but she lost her hand. Now, where is the dignity of the human person in Nigeria? Who would help her out now that she's a widow? So this is the dilemma that Nigerians face. With parts of the country having become killing fields. The killing fields of Benue, the killing fields of Southern Kaduna, although there is peace in Southern Kaduna now, the killing fields of the Plateau or the Borno. Now, those Nigerians who were protesting, saying, let Trump come and help us. Trump should come here. Well, it's not Trump that will solve our problem. It is the Nigerian people that will solve their own problems. And the time to begin to solve that problem was long ago, yesterday. And just as an aside, those persons who are saying, Trump, come to Nigeria, Trump, come on. If they get arrested and they ask them to come and explain what they want Trump to come and do, may they be reminded that under Section 38 of the Criminal Code, incitement of foreign invasion is a felony.
That is their problem. Agbati will always be Agbati. Now you see, he's now threatening the protesters. He is now threatening the protesters. Before you know it now, they will arrest this guy. He is now trying to call the attention of the DSS. This is how they do. This is how Nigeria operates. This is how Nigeria operates. This peaceful protest that you will see, before you know it, they will arrest this guy. You don't want to protect people. You don't want them to talk. You don't want them to protest. You don't want anybody to. You just want people to fold their hands and die. You want people to just fold their hands and be watching and die. This is the evil I don't understand in that zoological republic. Look at him now. He is already calling the DSS. This is how they do it. He's indirectly. Look at how they are showing his picture. Indirectly calling the DSS. Come and take him. He's already quoting the law for you. Why they should arrest him? For protesting. When you are not ready to help people, you are not ready to do anything, then those who protest, you target them and arrest them. God have mercy.
It's a punishable offense. So many Nigerians who are saying people should come from outside, they should qualify what they mean in that particular sense before they run foul of the law. The American soldiers are already here, helping us with surveillance, reconnaissance, and intelligence. The question to now ask is, what is the quality of that collaboration? How is the Nigerian government making use of that intelligence and that support that the Americans are already providing? And in any case, Trump will not come here physically. He has more than enough on his plate in other parts of the world.
That's true, but we never know. I mean,
he will come here physically.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Probably not, but who knows? But let's shift gears now and take a quick development from Katsina State, where the public is reacting to the political gene apparently running in the family as Yusuf Buhari, the son of former President Muhammadu Buhari, officially declaring his own plans to run for the Sandamu Daura Mai Adwa federal constituency in Katsina State. Now, Buhari made his intentions clear during a Wednesday visit to the state, where he met with Governor Diko Rada and other senior officials to declare that he would run in the next elections under the ruling All Progressives Congress platform. Let's watch.
That is how they roll. They have already started grooming this one. The son of the greatest terrorist in Nigeria, Muhammad Buhari, his son wants to run. He wants to run for election. And that is how they do it. Who is going to challenge him? He's going to win. That is how the Northerners operate. They will bring him out, they will push him, they will support him, and they will make sure he wins. That is how the North operates. They don't operate like the way we operate in the Southeast. It's not in our own where you will come out, everybody will challenge you and say, who made you a king? Who you be? Their own, they support each other. Before you know it, the son of Buhari will now come out and begin to run. And you will think it's a joke. It is so pathetic. Wherever you are, you must pay attention. Pay attention to what is going on in the zoological republic. You must pay attention. Don't pretend you're not seeing it. You must pay attention because a lot is going to happen and a lot is already happening. So let us take the second video from their conventional media also, because we want them to expose themselves. That is why we play their videos. We want to use what we find in them, because when we talk and we don't bring them out, they will say, oh, it's social media talk. So that you will see that the same thing we are speaking about is the same thing they are crying of. We will never be silent until the right thing is done. We will continue to expose them. We will continue to bring them out. If they are hiding, we will continue to bring them out.
Another day, another edition of VOP this morning. I am Moses Humphrey. Now, not political news we have for you this morning, especially our first topic, something that troubles me. I just saw a video now, and it's quite troubling. But we'll find a way around it, and hopefully, in the coming days, get a solution to the problem affecting Nigeria. And I'm talking about the problem of insecurity. Oh well. 12 women, children, escaped.
You're welcome, Ekene.
416 captives as Northern Christians recount horror. And I'm talking about the horror. That's the video that I saw. The horror that some of these victims have had to go through. Well, we'll also be looking at speculations as Supreme Court reserved judgment in ABC PDP leadership dispute. Duraki fined 100 million naira. Citizen journalism and the rise of misinformation.
To crack, because I recall from the times of the late Bola Ige, we also had Bat Magic, and most recently I feel like nobody has really been able to crack has been able to crack and give us stable electricity, which is one of the main problems blocking the Nigerian economy. Now that he's left the power sector and moving to something people will consider a bit higher, governor of Oyo State, it's yet to be seen if Nigeria.
Sorry, let me consider.
Yes.
The thing is, unfortunately for us, again, it's not the people don't come out to the side of governments. I don't know if
especially on your politics is actually a very choosy one. So they have much further reasons. So
it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. But people don't see it. I don't know if it's because people are lackadaisical about determining who steps into what position, or the political class override the will of the people. Because if you go by the antecedents of set to switch off their refrigerators and their lights when they're leaving their homes, after all, why would people leave them on? People in other climes and other countries are paying more, and Nigerians are taking it for granted. You'll be remembered as that minister that basically mocked Nigerians. And then the issue of hiking tariff, some of it without notice.
Nigeria. They just wanted to feel our pulse.
I mean, if you wanted to feel our pulse, then it was mistaken, because when you feel the pulse of Oyo State people during the elections, they will tell him this is what we think of you. Now, that said, at that point, the speculations were like, because the president actually did give a time frame. If you want to go and contest, you have to leave at a certain time. And so when he didn't leave, because this is the consensus we are talking about. Maybe they have arrived at a consensus, that he is the one that will go. So it gets to we'll get to the point So apparently he has voted for himself. He has asked Nigerians not to vote for him because he's seeking re-election. Meanwhile, Davido is Adeleke's nephew. The Afrobeat singer made this known in an ex-post, formerly Twitter account, where he expressed excitement about the new rule and the upcoming campaign. He wrote that I've been appointed. Well, He has appointed his new governor, who is now the Minister of Blue Economy, talking about the former governor of Osun State, Oyetola. Is also, as we speak, we understand that there are few people who decide what happens. So, and out of these few people, we talk about probably 10, 15, 20 people who decide the fate of over 230 million. I mean, that is not the natural order of things. We allow these things to happen until such a time we say, hey, enough of all this. We in this
Do you even think Nigerians are tired or ready to actually take
No, we are not tired. We are not
So,
tired.
I mean,
When we are tired, nobody will tell you.
So this is going to happen, I mean, for the
Until we
longest
get
time.
tired.
And I don't even see us getting tired very soon, because I also think that these politicians also understand the language people understand, which is money, which is food, which is what's it called? Sometimes they intimidate. And I mean, if I were running for a governor of the state, and they know, I mean, what's my nephew? He's my nephew. Of course, I would use him to campaign. But I'm also questioning the fact that do Nigerians really vote because the celebrity endorses a candidate? I know he has his star power, but is it enough? I know he has a following, Gen Z leadership and all of that, but is it enough to actually influence people to go vote? I'm just asking, because we've seen what happened, the trajectory with APC, where a lot of Yoruba celebrities, a lot of Nigerian celebrities.
Absolutely.
But does it really work?
Again, well, I'm going to that word. The fact of the matter is, he has the following. He has that youthful demography, and but then the people that follow him, are they the people that ordinarily want to go out and vote in an election?
That is the disgrace of Nigeria. They are not even ashamed to say how they do their things. This is why we bring them up here. You see them confirming that Nigeria is not getting better anytime soon. Not today, not tomorrow, not next tomorrow. So some of you who are talking about a better Nigeria, a new Nigeria, you are wasting your time. You are wasting your time. When you listen to what the presenters are saying in the studio, you will understand that you should be ready for a very, very, very long run. But when we say it, they will say, oh, we are noisemakers. Oh, we are talking out of emotion. Oh, why Biafra every time we are talking about Biafra? But at the same time, this same thing we are complaining is what is everywhere. It is very, very clear and open. Every single thing we are complaining and we are talking about is what is happening. It is what is obtainable. It's not as if we are adding anything. So that is why we go to their studio, bring them out so that the world is, because sometimes even nobody is watching them. Nobody is watching them. So we help them to take their news out there so that people can see it and see them for what they really are. That is why we bring them. Let us hear these ones, what they have to say. Because, this VOP, they are one of they are the channel, their Igbo section is the one that Nigerian government have bought. Their Igbo section is sponsored by Nigeria against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Samurai. That is where the one they call herself Nneka Chibeze comes every time. Every time, that's where she comes to tell her lies and propaganda. So we will follow them bumper to bumper.
So all the activities, political activities taking place in ABC, Alpha will definitely not be part of it. So the big question was, when Alpha went on national television to make the statement he made, what did he think was going to happen? Yes, it's obvious that politically they don't want him to be part of the political process for having to say he knows how to defeat Tinubu or expose Tinubu's secret. So what will he do now? How will he correspond and be part of the process if at all he had any desire to actually run? All right. Also, Mr. Wale Edu, the former Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, has been sacked by the President to be replaced with Taiwo Oyedele. Well, a lot of persons said it's not that coming with what happened last year. How does this actually present Tinubu's cabinet? There were expectations that it would be somebody from another region, but then he has replaced Wale Edu with another person from his region, which obviously talks about the southwesternization of Tinubu's inner cabinet, key cabinets that actually makes up the nation. Economy, security, as well as what? So these aspects are vital and most of the persons in charge of those sectors are those from the president's region. Ladies and gentlemen, I have Mr. Tony Bata right here in the studio. Good evening. How are you? It's been quite a while. Yes, obviously. You are going to give me the reward of that retreat later. I also have Mr. Lawal Ekpa. Mr. Lawal, you're shining there. I like your attire. And your attire now. Your attire. You brought out your chocolate caramel skin.
I bought how many years ago?
Mr. Lawal, what your compliment and say thank you.
Thank you, God.
Exactly. Take it. Don't bought it. Don't bought anything. Welcome, sir. How are you? Welcome to the evening rush. Mr. Tony Bata, let me ask you, are you surprised with Mr. Wale Edum's replacement?
I am because I know that he used to be really
You're surprised?
Yes.
With the event that unfolded last year in December?
Because judging from Wale, they don't lay their people off like that. No matter who they did, you are cheap. So for him to do it, that means the Gary must have passed through, water must have passed through Gary to the extent that, yes. So I'm surprised.
You're surprised?
Honestly.
Wow, I wasn't surprised because what happened last year was glaring. After what happened at the National Assembly, he did not, his script or what he said was in contrast to what the president had said in September last year. All right, and so when you come to give a different report, people are now wondering what report did the president read out from in September, and then you're coming in December to tell the National Assembly and the committee constituted to interrogate how much was used from the budget to say there was a huge deficit that was witnessed in that particular year.
Listen, just tell you why I'm not surprised.
Oh.
The
So you said you were
award.
surprised.
I'm not. I say I'm not. I say I am surprised.
Yes, you said you're surprised.
I'm surprised because the most award given to people that were alive, nobody has sacked those people in the business. I don't know whether you can, marry into people who are alive and they give the award as if they are dead. Nobody has sacked those people. Why must you sack this one? So the mistake on those things are they are doing it. So sacking this man. That is why I'm judging from.
What do you think?
Lie to the head.
But seriously though, why? I mean, this is one of the technocrats the president presented. Wale Edu worked with him while he was Lagos State Governor. So it was obviously elevation. Most of the persons in his inner cabinet worked with him while he was the Lagos State Governor. And you would have expected, I mean, it's shocking because in the case of Mata Wale, the call for the president to replace Mata Wale, Minister of State for Defense. I mean, he's been indicted on several fronts. The Bafra State Governor has called him, Lawal has called him out several times, indicted him, on suspicious issues like this concerning insecurity. Nothing. There are reports that he is indicted. Nothing. Some of these terrorists who came out to speak mentioned his name. Nothing. Nothing done. Now, it happened to be that the U.S. said that Mata Wale tried to bribe the United States government to rewrite the whole Christian genocide story to make it seem like it's not what it is. And they were specific with mentioning his name. They also said they had advised President Tinubu to take in terms of retaining that money in his cabinet. Nothing happened. So if the president could not replace Mata Wale, despite whatever red signals that were seen, why was Wale Edum replaced?
And that's why I said he didn't follow the rhetoric. That is, he didn't lie like the others. He had to face, give people the facts. And that December, they don't have people at the party. See these coup plotters that you want to prosecute. Do you remember the story? No, there was no coup. Do you remember? They lied to the end.
No, it could be security. It could be security because in security sometimes look at what America did to their soldier, their pilot, that Iranian.
It's security was
yes.
When are you referring to
yes.
Wale Edum?
No. He was talking about the coup of the people that
they denied.
They denied it that was not of such
initially.
I said it could be for security reasons. And I'm trying to draw my inference from the America pilot that was the plane that was shot down by Iranian soldiers.
You know, Americans turn on, they kill everybody in order to make the Iranian soldiers to believe that they are bad.
So okay, so
So
you're referring
most time, most time they will tell you it's not true, so that people
Alright.
will not panic.
Okay.
No,
Alright,
no,
but that's not the question I asked.
No, I just use that as
And I asked a question concerning the situation with Minister Wale Edu, former minister, and we now have Minister of State for Defense, Mata Wale. I mean, we've been having insecurity consistent. It's something this administration has not been able to deliberately or strategically tackle. You know, sometimes it's like the wins they get, the losses incurred, overshadows it. Sometimes you hear the Nigerian Air Force did something, but somehow when there is a rebuttal or a retaliatory attack, it overshadows whatever has been done. So one would have asked the question: if the president meets all the security chiefs, it includes the Minister of State for Defense, isn't it? I mean, he even removed the minister, the former chief of defense staff. He removed him, replaced him, and brought him back as Minister of Defense. You changed your Air Force chief. You changed your chief of army staff, and yes, chief of army. You changed your navy. You changed all these heads of the security, but you refused to change the Minister of Defense. So my big question is, what does Matawale have on the president that he's afraid of doing something about it? Or who are these oligarchs in the cabinet that says, President, no matter what, you cannot remove Matawale, despite all the reports and information we had gotten concerning the unscrupulous involvement of Matawale when it comes to insecurity along that region?
It could be the personality, because if you see that the person officially is not deserves to be removed and it's not being removed, then the next thing we'll be looking at is maybe it's the personality. Why is he not removing it? Because we don't see what the Minister of Defense is doing. He's doing poorly. And everybody gets a lot of indictments against, and yet it remains. So it's not an official, it's no more, it has become now a personal thing between the president.
One, I want to understand what's the history, Mr. Tony Person, what's the history between Matawale and Tinubu? Kimberly Daniels, she's a Democratic lawmaker in Florida on the House of Representatives, alleging that Nigeria's Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawale, attempted to bribe a United States official to influence the narrative surrounding a report by the United World Congress of Diplomats about the state of insecurity in Nigeria. Now, Matawale has not responded to that.
Yes, sir. Even if what Mr. Olawala is saying is personal, I honestly buy that idea, because it could be that there are something this man knows about Bola Tinubu or the doing for him. Remember, I've said that Nigerian government, they know what is happening in security. Remember, or the news we are hearing, Turkey is going to send their 5,000 soldiers here. They are going to build their military base in Nigeria. Remember, Turkey has been fingered and people supplying ammunition to terrorists. So why is this thing going on? And Nigerian government is not saying anything about it, and nobody. So maybe it's a personal reason. They have something they know in common that Nigerians they don't know. So we need to ask Mr. President, you know these things, why? That's why I say I'm surprised sacking the minister of
And it's been there for long.
And nobody has seen any positive change about the security of this country. You keep keeping it. So it could be personal. I am buying your eye. It could be personal.
Because now Edwin is gone, and they both came in almost at the same time. So you get it, and the backlash against the Minister of Defense is not as much as the backlash of Edwin.
So that's should be something that Nigerians don't know.
That's why Nigerians are never part of the negotiation.
Everything we are doing here is speculating. We are not thinking this thing that Mr. President knows, because insecurity is still on the rise.
But it's on the rise.
It's more than what Nigeria can bear, but we keep giving. So that's something.
Yeah, that's what I thought. What is that thing that is personal? What would it be? What is the history? What is the history?
We can only speculate. We don't know.
Please, Nigerians, if you're listening and you understand this kind of relationship, especially for some of you that are from Matawale's state, would like to know precisely what is this personal relationship between the president and Matawale, that somehow, despite indictments and even with this recent development, something may not be done. Matawale will retain his position as Minister of Defense. So who exactly is ensuring that Matawale remains what is the relationship that they have. Now, concerning the stuff you talked about, Nigerian government and the Turkey government signing a major defense agreement to establish a military training facility to strengthen security ties, and which, according to them, is aimed at tackling, terrorism and banditry. 200 Nigerian soldiers will be sent to Turkey for special military training, and also they intend to establish a training facility in Nigeria with an initial plan for a temporary site and a long-term permanent facility. Could that be where we're seeing some upsurge of insecurity? I have not landed the question. Yes. Could that be?
Now, can I see? Now, what I want to say about is that you see that there are some certain when America offered to help, Turkey never offered to help. He doesn't even care about us. He has never even spoken about what to go through. They don't even know we don't say anything about us. What we are going through, they don't care. They don't talk about it. They maintain their own side. They don't know we are having any issue at all. If the USA was one talking about it heavily and offering to help,
the president
yes,
to Turkey.
Then
if you remember, the president.
I'm coming before that. Before that, and US was, gave their, offer to help, and then there was a lot of backlash from some certain people from the north, such as this sympathizer of a terrorist, Shehu and others. And then he was one who suggested Turkey. Do you remember? He said no, they should not go to US. They should, because the young should rather go to Turkey
or Afghanistan.
Yes, or Afghanistan. And we now saw the Nigerian president going to Turkey. Then the question is, who is actually giving the advice, the security advice for Mr. President? You get it now. America came with his 200 troops as advisors. What they call this thing? They have their troops. That's US. Now, we're still saying how far are we going to go with this? We are having another one with Turkey. Now, we have American soldiers here. We have Turkey soldiers here.
What are you suggesting? Are you saying there's something wrong in there? What?
There's a lot of things wrong with it because Turkey never offered to help us. And then it was suggested by somebody that is a sympathizer of terrorism.
Do you think the military training facility that is meant to be established by the Turkey government, is that what could be the reason why we're experiencing an upsurge of insecurity? Or is that not something that is okay, they kind of, in terms of religious ideology, aligned with Turkey, yeah, that it is okay, fine, it is something that is looking forward to? That's the question I ask.
Let me answer that.
Thank you.
I know why I brought this when we are talking about it. That's why I think. Because when you look at the insecurity, they will check the history of Turkey and Afghanistan and check who they are. And they have been fingered that these people are, cooking terrorists and sponsoring it. Now, all of a sudden, we are having the romance with them. And the Nigerian government is not saying anything about it. And they are saying it. And they are 5,000 men even to build the military base here on what America has given to us. Now, you cannot think that there's a relationship between the Minister of Defense and the President and what they want to do in Nigeria. Who is talking? To come and train our soldiers. What are they training them for? These are the people sponsoring the terrorists. These are the people giving the ammunition. And nobody have the American government have said it. And you are no longer saying anything about it. The people they are training, what are they training them for? Is it not for them to handle? And remember what Bafra is that you must say. That the military, they are colluding with the terrorists to kill our people. Now, those people that are supplying the ammunition is the people training your soldiers and bringing their military base here. I don't think that Mr. President should explain to you. Nigerians, because they are not coming to help us. The Americans have said they want to remember American bombed Sokoto where we had these terrorists and ready to bomb more. You have not collaborated with them. You are not going to talk to them. There are more things coming. Remember that. I'm sorry, sir. Look at the way they are killing our generals. You ask yourself, who are giving this people information? The other day we are trying to rattle with their grammar. You ask them, who is giving them so they want to train them to perfect what they are doing? And Nigerians were keeping quiet.
Alright, that's a very brief listen to this.
are embedded in politics and political process. It is those who sit at the round table of politics that determine human development. And so, we must ensure that this democracy will survive. And the way it must survive is to start by way of, engaging on ideas and not on insult. It's like, see, very soon, the campaign is going to be based on insult and not on issue. And that's why I've always advocated right from 2010 that want to debate for people who want to go to office. Let us have some democracy. This is what transfer from power. That is why we have a democracy. And what evidence of democracy is because these are not participation and accountability in the process of human development. So nobody, no group, whoever it is, because today, if some of us did not make the sacrifice, if we did not take the risk, and such, I would have been dead one by in a few states. They come and came to my house, my colleague, and that one we went back home. If we didn't do what we did in 20, those who are in office who came in 20, they would not have taken it. If we didn't stand for our mind, in defense of the movement and the rule of law, they would have been 20. They would have been 2023, 2019, 2023, and this is what we are talking about. They are people. Sorry.
That's Mr. Mike Igile. I'm sure you know him very well. He has been calling out this government as to the fact that they're not allowing INEC to remain independent in carrying out their responsibility. Also, they're influencing INEC's decision, and then they are also influencing the judiciary. Mike Igile has always maintained that if we do not fix our politics, we cannot fix our economy. Because whether we like it or not, the politics as at play affects decision-making processes in the vital sectors. And as it stands now, Nigeria's politics looks more divisive. We say we're going through an astute process of democracy where citizens that have a belief can decide and say, this is what we want, you need to listen to us, without anybody utilizing state powers to cripple them. That's one. Two, any viable politician or any viable country is when opposition is thriving. In fact, opposition keeps you on your toes. They even help you to be creative. If you watch how the UK Parliament do their talk when they're all speaking, all right, at the chamber, it's so intriguing and interesting because as the Prime Minister, you wouldn't present yourself there. You must anticipate what will be thrown at you with a response to give. So, in other words, you research, you work, you put yourself in all the sectors that are generating revenue to know what is happening, to give accurate and exact figures. Because once you go to the parliament to argue, your opposition already has the numbers and they will throw it at you. And if it seems that you are vague on it, it means that you don't even know about the economy that you're supposedly for too much, or they're asking for the barest minimum.
Is one thing to answer the name, and it's another thing to implement what their name is, or say, I am this. Now, if you watch Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, when he was a governor in Lagos State, you ask yourself a very different question. Is he a Democrat? The answer is no. We know how Lagos State election and other things have been played, and how he himself have picked people who will be where they will be, have people worship him. Ask yourself, is he how a Democrat behave? Is he how Abofemi Awolowo and co? Answer is no. Now, when he was doing all those Buhari they were doing at that particular time at Ojota, saying all Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the reality on ground. So Nigerians, we have option today, either to choose him or to choose others. So Bola Ahmed Tinubu has never been a Democrat. Even when they were saying that he is fighting for Nadeko, where go and check the history. Check even they are the people dining with Abacha secretly. And the video is there, evidence are there. Who are the people that were fighting Abiola? You will see that most of them are doing it. Now, power is something that you give somebody, you know who he is. Give a power to anybody, you will know whether this person, what he's saying is, even like Obitu, you can know who he is by going from his antecedent. Who is this person? So Nigerians, the problem we have is that, like you say, where you are starting, that we are being carried away by our emotional feeling. He's an evil man, so you close your eye, you support this person. He's an evil man. It's our own turn. Let's support him. You don't ask yourself, who is this person? When he was a governor, or when he handled this post, that Buhari was coming on board. I told my people that Buhari is not the best person to come, but because Nigeria said they need a change. We know Buhari. When Buhari was in power, who against discipline, we know what happened. When Buhari was PTF chairman, we know what happened. And this Buhari that you are calling, when he left power, did Buhari develop himself like Obasanjo did and Gowon did? He didn't. Now you brought him, and his utterances show who he is. So let us leave emotional sentiment, and that is the problem we are having in this country.
Mr. Lama Ekpa, thank you so much. I remember during the Nigeria debate, I had two guests. One responded hot-headedly, they were very emotional, said, no, we need to, it's too much. I mean, I'm a field fashion, emotion. But then you now have those supporting the government saying, you're crying, your tears will be everywhere, you don't care. Anybody who actually opposes the government is called either they just refer you to as an obedient. Just because you may not be in support of the government, you refer to as an obedient. But you have a lot of neutral political party members, persons who don't literally be in political parties because they feel like they're all the same, nothing different. But they don't just like the current leadership. They don't have any party affiliation, but they think that if you present an alternative for them, then they know what to do. They have the right to know what to do. And so you see them very emotional and sentimental. Whenever arguments come up concerning having these conversations, they call you derogatory names immediately without bringing out the fact as to why would you continue to support this government. They call you all sorts, even with presenters here we go through. And we have a lot of narrow-minded thinkers, persons who don't have a broad way of viewing issues, and it's an impediment for some Nigerians. So, in that aspect, how do you try to, in a way, logically implement a strategy where you consciously open the minds of some persons who have a closed perspective to addressing issues, whereby they can strategically make their voices be heard and change the outcome of a predetermined result of the elections?
Now, what do you this? You ask so many questions. Now, one thing is this.
I first of all explained some Nigerians, but then the manner with which we are responding to issues has not been working. Do you understand? The shouting, the everything, it has not been working. So what strategy should be applied whereby the narrative changes at the polls? Let me give you an instance. One of the guests I had today is an APC man. He says they don't like coming to radio to talk or TV. Then you call them, come and preach. You can't expect people to know about what your party does if you don't speak to them. A lot of those working, there's no data to present. It is even their followers on social media that help them do research. So he says they don't like coming to media to talk. To them, they feel they don't know how to speak. And they don't want a situation when they come, it will seem like they put the party in bad light. So they abstain from the media. He said it himself that on several occasions he says, come and talk, come and preach. Well, you're working for the government, right? You believe in the party. Come and preach the ideals of the party. But that they don't, because in their minds they're like, they will win the election, so there is no need. There is no need to come and address the press or address the people. It is only when somebody you consider an opponent speaks or calls their name out that they now respond. But to do the hustle of trying to educate or teach the people on what their political party or the current administration is doing, they feel there's no need that they won the elections.
Can I say something?
So my question is, how would you, these Nigerians who have been so passionate and talking and shouting, but it feels like that's not working, how do you strategically ensure that the confidence exuded by this current political party, the outcome is different in February? So that's basically the question.
Okay, now there are two things to it. The one is from the ruling party, and the other is from the opposition. Now, you are right. The ruling party, they find it difficult coming out to engage people in discussions.
They know that we can share the ballot box and write whatever we can write INEC will upload it and tell us that it's a glitch. So for them, you mean nothing to them. So what Nigerians and everybody that loves this country should do is that let us have an umpire that will be, they will not dance to the tune of any party that is in power.
Mr. Tunimba, that the establishment of a military base from Turkey, do you think there's a grand agenda beyond, according to
Yes,
the crisis?
yes,
an Islamization agenda?
I didn't want to say it until now you asked me this question. That's why I said.
Because I mean, Turkey here, they've been indicted.
They have indicted.
So I'm surprised that the president went
Very
to
much
say
surprised. There are so many things that is working in this country. Okay, look at let us go a little bit.
Who gave the president that kind of advice?
That is what I'm asking you. Maybe he is part of this. You see, somebody that need power.
Official capacity is not in the cabinet. Who is known as a sympathizer? So who in what cabinet committee? So this part of the world of Bantawale, because this is what they've been advising the president against.
And he consented to
was the one who went to Turkey here while America was supposedly trying to form a partnership with them. And now we're hearing of military base right here in Nigeria. And
so fast.
Meanwhile, there are complaints that this idea of mirroring Nigeria as a one religious country is wrong.
It's even coming from Turkey.
And you know that there's a lot of backlash, especially from the north, that we don't want American base. We don't want American base in Nigeria. Now you want Turkey base. Nobody is talking against it. And you don't want to. That's the point I want to make to Nigerians. You know that Turkey itself has American base in their country. As of now, America is one of the countries that is protecting, giving military assistance to Turkey as well. Turkey, they have a base. That's why Iran sent missiles to that area when the war was hot. To let you know that even now, Turkey itself depends on America for protection, for military protection.
Do you see the reason why there are indictments on the government that they will be
I
responsible?
keep saying it.
Because what is coming out now, the insecurity, the kind of engagements they've been having, the reintegration program of these terrorists, into the society, it's worrisome. So nobody understands the clear-cut approach to strategically fight this. So that's why I'm asking, is it that certain persons keep the president vague, or he knows what is happening and that is part of the grand plan?
It's that somebody that won power by all means can ascend to anything you can do.
What power would this give you other than my administration as an administration that was unconscious in fighting insecurity?
I'm coming. So now remember that the same Turkey have been acted several times, and you know all these things. Remember that the same Turkey, a lot of things indices show that there is red alert over this place, and you keep allowing them. What is it showing you, or what is it telling you? Is that you are part of that game plan. You are part of that game plan. Remember, this is the first government in the history of this country that have Muslim ticket. And even when everybody is crying about it, you say nothing happened. And some of our gullible people bought into the idea. Go and read the history of Turkey. Turkey was a Christian state. This is where Paul they preached. But how did they manage to be a Muslim state? They were doing what is happening now. They were killing the militaries by small. That's what when Geoffrey Danjuma said that thing, I put into it, and I know that thing is true. When he said the military are colluding, and you see some of the serial killings against the general, against the people that are against some of these things. Look at what is. Look, the other day we were talking about, do you know what a general is? For you to kill him.
All right.
So I want to talk something that is happening. Do you know that this thing?
The problem with these idiots is that they will come here and make noise. After making noise, they will go back and attack the Liberation Army of Biafra. They will go back and they will attack Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu. As they are here now lamenting and talking rubbish, talking about how Turkey changed and became a Muslim country, what Turkey is doing. Bring the issue of Biafra now. This bunch of idiots will stand against it. These malus you see here, bring the issue of Biafra, they will stand against it. That is how idiotic they are. When you see them crying and complaining, you think they have something upstairs. Their brain is like fish brain. Look at them, spelling it out. The same thing we are talking on our platform every day, that is what they are saying. how Nigerian government is a terrorist government, colluding with terrorists every blessed day. Turkey that have been indicted several times. Turkey is the same Turkey you are bringing to your country. Giving Turkey a base in Nigeria, an abomination. An abomination. And who prescribed this Turkey for them? The person that prescribed this Turkey for them was Gumi. Sheikh Gumi was the one that prescribed Turkey for Nigeria, and Tinubu ran there. Tinubu ran there, went and signed deal with Turkey. Today they gave Turkey base in Nigeria. You can imagine. You can imagine Turkey with base in Nigeria. Just as he said, United States is protecting Turkey. That same United States came to protect you. You didn't want to align with them. You now went to Turkey. Bunch of idiots. The ESN has been destroyed. The Liberation Army of Biafra has been destroyed. You blackmail your people. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's invitation. None of you is talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The person that revealed this thing, even when none of you was paying attention, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was shouting and shouting and shouting. Nobody was paying attention. Today he's in detention. You come to studio, you lament, you wear glasses, you lament. Talk about Biafra now. Every one of them will turn. They will turn their eyes and begin to speak about different things. I pray that all these terrorists will meet you people one by one. I pray that one Nigeria will happen to all of you that have refused to speak out. All of you that are pretending not to know what is happening. I pray that one Nigeria will happen to all of you, one after the other. Wait for it, it is coming. You think it's a joke. Turkey have a base in Nigeria. Wait for it. You are going to see it happen very soon.
It's very close to the time in which they are integrating repentant Boko Haram. Do you notice? Now, this repentant Boko Haram, 700 and something, it's enough to form a battalion.
Oh.
You get it? Yeah. Now, it's enough to form a battalion. Now, you couldn't do it in a short time. With how many days they use the, doing their whatever? You get it? There are two. No, the one.
The open base.
Okay.
The free
Now,
Boko
we
Haram.
now have a base. Talking base. We have a terrorists. Being called mental terrorists, you are integrating them into the society. Now, you are not bringing Turkey base.
Because
the same Turkey that said that it's
assisting as a sanctuary for terrorism finance.
Yes.
When it comes to the situation with Hamas, President Edward publicly stated that he does not view Hamas as a terrorist organization but as a liberation group. The U.S. Treasury Department sanctioned several Turkish-based firms and individuals for funneling funds to Hamas, and some experts describe Turkey as a global financial hub for terrorism. Then there's also the Syrian rebel groups. During the civil war, Turkey supported various factions in Syria and other bodies. Turkey allowed a jihadi highway for foreign fighters. That's not the only thing. There's a Muslim Brotherhood where they hosted leaders and supported networks of Muslim Brotherhood, particularly in Egypt and Libya, leading to accusations from regional rivals like Egypt and the UAE that it is destabilizing the region. And then when it comes to financial scrutiny, Turkey was previously placed on the Financial Action Task Force, a grey list, because
read it loud. Read it loud. After reading it, you stay there and talk rubbish.
Benefits from terrorism happening in certain countries that have been going through the hallmark of serious terrorism related conflict issues in their region. There are fears that with this Turkey military base, the issue of insecurity could escalate. Military intelligence will lead more often to these terrorists, supposedly as they're being infiltrating the Nigerian military. That's why I asked the question again. Of all the countries that President could have partnered with, he has France, for goodness sake, who is a very close friend of his. He did not try to establish a France military base in Nigeria. You now went to Turkey, considering what is going on. This arrangement with Turkey did not even happen during Muhammad Buhari's administration, where you would say, okay, there was a jihadist or Islamization agenda with his administration. So, who is advising this president?
Israel will offer to assist. You don't go to people who offer to assist.
Who is advising?
Nobody is advising. He knows what is happening. He knows nobody is advising. See, he is a part of the game. The president of the federal government, look at what I'm thinking. You see, the insecurity will go up. Say, we need these people to come. They will come in as if they are coming to play the insecurity. Because there are the people wearing these things, making it to look as if Nigeria will feel they were doing it. So when they come in, it's an opportunity for them. You will see when they come in. Check what will happen. Insecurity. Even you are still a president. You know, when these people talk sometimes, you ask them, are they mentally okay? They say that the opposition is running this. As soon as the election is over, it will stop. You ask yourself, why is he saying this? You know, they will go and brainwash them. They don't even know the game plan of these people. Now, when they will come, you will see that insecurity will be as if it's in their mind. When they will begin to train these militias that will perform most of the things. This is how they did it in Turkey by eliminating people. Go and read the history, you will see. And they are bringing it to. And remember that Gumi have already suggested. So when these people are talking, they think. Because we have some people, they don't think. And their president, because he's, I don't want to use some words.
You can't use them.
And I can't use it. But because he knows part of the game. And that's why he assented to it. Remember, I said it before. This is the first government that is taking Muslim. They didn't decide it here. That agenda was sold from Turkey. You see everything that we know we are going to review. And people don't know about it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a very short break. The Rush continues. We'll be right back.
It is this guy. They will leave it for this guy. Nothing will happen.
Let me ask you a question now. What if it seems the Labour Party has things in order and a certain person decides to go back there? Don't you think the same problem?
No problem.
You don't think the same problem?
Because the highest court, what they will do now.
Another person will file another court case.
Nothing. The highest court of the land rule. So APC is tired now. They are fighting.
Sure they're tired.
They are fighting like a
They're not tired.
They are not tired.
See, we are funny that you are so funny. You are so funny. You know why? He said there is no problem. Then see, labor is either they don't present any candidate or presenting frivolous candidate.
Otherwise, problem will come up there.
There is going to be the only thing.
Despite what the ruling which has in an
don't forget, the ruling is coming out now. Why didn't it come out earlier on? Now, see what they will do is they are just trying to make it look, like it's stable for somebody to come back. You know who I'm talking about? They are just trying to make it look. There's a talk that Atiku. Not now. They are talking that Obi may not have a chance in APC. There's talk about that. Yes. We are now talking about moving to another party. You know that. Now they now quickly make Labour look like stable. Okay. Yes, like it's stable. Now, so that you can be convinced to come back. You understand? And then you will be shocked. Now, of course, we know what will happen again now. Because before you know, they will say, somebody will come and say, no, he has left. Before you come back, there's a constitution that says this and that. We are going to court again. And then the court will say, the test status go until no. You go back to the beginning. I then could not interpret it as take it back. You get it. Take it back again to start another issue. Yeah. Now, look at when I told people that this Bala guy, that is not a faction, it's just an aggrieved member. So they said it's a faction. I said it's not a faction will have crown at its back. You are going to split a chunk of an organization before they can call you a faction. Now, they gave him Eagle Square. Do you know how big Eagle Square is? For you to rent Eagle Square, is it 1 million or is it 10 million to get, Eagle? You got Eagle Square. Where did he get the money? And then no delegates came. Expecting a faction. Now, the same person they call a faction. You understand what I'm saying? See the person they call a faction, no? See the person that I get and people are calling a faction could not even have people, yes, in a delegate that you want to do your conventions and you could do. Is that a faction that INEC is now saying interpreting anti-venom? Is that a faction? One person agree for one person that has agreed. You can see the whole story.
The ABC seeking some international recognition from the United States of America to help them aggressively to get a support so that they can repress, what the oppression they are going through with the All Progressives Congress. And obviously, not just that, the Independent National Electoral Commission, the idea is to be a searchlight on them internationally to ensure that they are transparent in the conduct of the 2027 elections. There are also talks that ever since Trump, decided to focus on the Christian genocide ongoing in Nigeria, or rather the genocide ongoing in Nigeria, that the elections coming up in 2027 is basically what the focus is on, and the international community is also watching that. Ahead of lobbying and sanction strategy being sold to the US in case the ruling Progressive Party does not play a fair game, and with the president's past and his record and all of that. So, in all of this, if at all they intend to go through this round, because this government seems to have a need for having a kind of perception from their international.
Contest the election against the ruling party. Because if you're not strong, then you're not. But I mean, with argue.
Okay, so what Victor Omar is saying is that for the ADC that claim that they intend to go against the ruling of progressive, this is a party that has everything at their disposal, but you are not united. That's one. Two, you have not even decided on a consensus candidate. You've not decided strategically who would be at the television.
See, they have started.
That's their magic.
They have started. Do you know that the people that they are putting to be the returning officers, this.
That is the reason why they invited topic that will engage and they are coming to explain terrorism. So they want to know the topic and also contribute to why they invite the topic from Nigeria. That's my contribution.
All right. Well, let me say that it can happen. None of that can happen. Nigeria is too, how do I put it? It's too bad at this. Let it be done transparently. Let it not.
This is the madness in the zoological republic. I play these videos for us to know the kind of country that some of you are looking at. Nigeria is not a country that is supposed to live the next minute. When we talk about that Nigeria has ended long time ago, when we talk about the de-amalgamation of Nigeria, you see the evidence in their media. Look at how they are discussing the election. It is about fraud, fake, manipulation all day. And this is how they will make noise. Next year, the fraud will still happen. Tinubu will continue. If you genuinely want freedom, you better support your region. And for us Biafrans, we must focus. If you are part of those who is still joining the idiots that are attacking our leaders, you better stop. If you are part of those who are castigating the 100 men, it is because you know you are not qualified to be one. Anybody can be part of 100 men. The only thing that qualifies you to be part of it is for you to be committed from deep down in your heart. Be ready to make the ultimate sacrifice. That is the only qualification that you need. If you are not ready to make that sacrifice, don't castigate the 100 men. Allow those who are qualified to come forth and do the job. Allow the people that are qualified to come forth and do the job. So as we are ending this program, before we end this program, I would like to play this video again. For those of you who were not here when we played it first time, to listen carefully. If you want to be part of the 100 men, listen carefully on this very video. And after listening, you will know the reason the people that are attacking Mazi, Simon, Ekpa, Mazi, today, the DOS, why they are mad. You will see the reason on this video. I want you to listen carefully on this very video I'm about to play. We will use it to close our program. Listen carefully. Pay attention to every single thing that will be said. You'll be glad you did.
I want to go back to the message of our leader, where our leader gives criteria of those who will make up the 100 men to get Biafra. And then after that, I'm going to go straight to the story from Biafra land. Let us go there. shocking news for me. In all the years that we have been agitating for the freedom of our people, I have not found up to 15 people who are the way that we are. Who are willing to sacrifice everything sacrificable to make sure that Biafra is restored, without enmity, without rancor, without greed, without jealousy, without any personal interest. We have been fighting for years. I'm telling you, in all my life, I have not come across up to 15 people that will do anything for that. Never happened. And people began there and said, until there are 100 of you, nothing will happen. I need minimum 100 of you that can dedicate and give everything for Biafra, and then you see Biafra come. Then we are putting for that and praying for that. And this year, we are going to make very serious inroads that I can assure you. So if you are one of those who are prepared, I want you to, the analogy, the simplest analogy is like the disciples that took Jesus in the New Testament. This message you must abandon everything. Everything, even those of you who are fishers of men, you must abandon everything you're doing and come and follow this very mission. Come and join this very cause. That is the mindset of people who need to have. It doesn't matter how good you are, how well you are. You must be prepared. I'm not asking you in the physical to abandon everything you do, but in the spirit, your mindset has to be such that you are willing and prepared to abandon everything in life and to sacrifice anything, sacrifice them to get the answer. Those are the people we are looking for. That is the 100%. So there are some people who might be in various capacities. We have officers who junior and senior. That doesn't mean they need this criteria. This criteria is meant for the, I don't know, I'm not saying it like okay. That's when the time comes, you know. And thank you very much for your question. I welcome it and I love it. Thank you very, very much. If you have called us before, this criteria is the reason all the people, the criminals in the DOS must go for Biafra to come. Our leader have suffered, have endured, and suffered so much until now.
You have had it. You must prepare if you want to be part of the 100 men. Thank you so much for watching. See you again tomorrow morning for another blockbuster episode on revelations and messages that have been left for us that we have ignored. Don't miss tomorrow's program. It is going to be explosive. Thank you for watching wherever you're watching from. And remember this. Good night, everybody.
We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. There was a nation living in peace and unity. Yeah. They are people with love and harmony. Oh, yeah. They saw greatness rise up to its purity. With another people of different culture, a different heritage, bias and oppressive. Oh, I see. A nation from trigger of Africa, rising with strength and might and power. In due time, nobody gonna praise us. Rather, you all gonna embrace her. With your flag, with your flag, with your flag, with your flag. Oh, yeah. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home. Oh yeah, Biafra is our home. Oh, it's my home. Yeah, Biafra is our home.
I reminisce way back 1967. Death toll on the blood couldn't count them even. Mama screaming, child squealing, pops on the ground. 2.5 years, over 3 million's gone. Why? Cause we asked for our freedom, and we're going back to our sovereign kingdom. They shut us down when we cried, the world said nothing. Sitting back in the crib, watching our suffering. Should I talk about the planes dropping shells like rain? Suka had the first taste of a hero's blood. Abagana Zobunigwe was stronger than flood, but the juke is too strong and fought them off on the chart. Thought the bloodshed's gone, then it came again. 216 and the massacre, it started again. So bloody name, I couldn't cry tears. Blood dripping down my eyes, water in my veins. We died trying to fight the cause and we're trying to break him. It's our freedom, but the world was against us.
Wave your flag over Africa. Welcome people of Biafra. Wave your flag over all the world. See those people of Zion is here.
It is the nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion. It is the nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion.
We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. Hey. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home.